So like I said, this is Trua and Makaio, our two male killer whales. Also, I will be trying my best at least to point out any picture or video opportunities. So what Morgan just did right there is ask Trua to do a jump right in front of her. So over here, if you'd like to get those cameras ready, he's going to be jumping up, doing a thrasher alien behavior. And 3, 2, 1, there it is, very nice. All right, so that was Trua. He is our 17-year-old male. Makaio right here on the right-hand side is 12, so he is our youngest. And Trua is actually the largest of the 5 whales that we have here. So he's recently weighed in at just over 8,000 pounds. Now, fully grown, a male killer whale can grow anywhere between 8 and 12,000 pounds. So hypothetically, he could grow quite a bit more. How do we weigh them? That's a great question. You know, how do we know he's 8,000 pounds? Actually, if you look right across the pool over there, that big slab, that metal slab, that's our killer whale scale. So if you see the show, the Orca Encounter show, we talk about weighing the whales. That's where we weigh them and ask them to lift their tails. So we get that nice posture and weigh that hold. So Trua is the largest that we have right now. Like I said, males fully grown can grow up to 12,000 pounds. I think there's a jump coming in the center. In 3, 2, 1. There we go. And females are actually nice job, Trua, about half the size of males fully grown. So females are about 4 to 8, and like I said, those males will be 8 to 12. So everything about the male killer whales does get significantly bigger. So you'll notice that proportionally as well, their pectoral flippers on the sides right there get very large. That dorsal fin on their back gets very large, as well as those tail flukes. Now Makaio, Kylie has just asked Makaio to do a lovely behavior over here near our slide out called a kicker behavior. So you'll see him flip his little flukes when he jumps up all the way over here. Let's see in 3, 2, and 1. Here he is. Right below. Very nice. Now, killer whales actually have incredible hearing as well as vision. So they have very good hearing and vision inside and out of the water. So they can see you guys just as well as you can see them. They can also hear you very well. So if you see something you guys like, feel free to cheer them on. You know, give them a little clap, a little encouragement, a little reinforcement. So we have kind of paired ourselves in that clapping with being good to them. So they do find it reinforcing. You know, they know that when people are clapping, they're like, hey, that was something really good, right? So that vision that I mentioned, that's incredible inside and out of the water. They actually, in order to have that, so if we go in the water and we open our eyes, right, it's pretty blurry, we can see super well, unless we put on goggles. So if we put on goggles, we can see really well, right? So they have a very thick mucus layer that covers their eyes. You actually might be able to see if they come out of the water and kind of drips a little bit. They have that very thick mucus layering that actually kind of acts as goggles for them when they're under the water so that their eyesight does remain equally as good above and below. Makaio was showing off that pectoral flipper right here, right? So there he goes, once more. Let's see that big old pec. Nicely done, Makaio. And listen. Oh, nice shot, man. So that pectoral flipper on the side is, like I said, a flipper, right? So it differs from that dorsal fin on their back or their tail flukes. In that flippers have bones inside of them. So if you look at an x-ray of that flipper, you'll see 5 bony digits, very similar to our hand, just of course bigger. But if you were to look at, say, the dorsal fin or the tail flukes, there are no bones or muscles inside of that. It's just very dense tissue, very similar to the cartilage in our ears. Okay. All right, Kylie's going to do something called mimicry behavior. So she's going to do something, and Makaio's going to take follow leader. Beautiful. Now, killer whales will learn through us with mimicry, yes, but it's very important that they use that observational learning. They watch and they learn. They repeat what they see, right? So when they're learning by their mothers and other whales around them, beautiful, true. They can learn by just copying basically what other whales are doing. So that's how they learn really critical life skills. By practicing, right? And then they just watch and learn. Everybody listen up to Makaio? Very nice. Okay, does anybody know if you heard that vocalization? If you heard that vocalization coming from Makaio, does anyone know where it's coming from? Also another jump from Trua in a couple of seconds over here. 3, 2, 1. And there's that flash warning. One more vocalization from Makaio. Okay, shout it out. Does anyone know where those vocalizations are made from? Whoa, we got a bunch of experts here. I love it. Very nice. So yes, those vocalizations. Nice job. Trua. Now you may have noticed earlier before we actually started the training session, right? A couple of us were around the pool, maybe throwing some stuff in the pool, interacting with the whales a little bit. So they were having a little bit of a freezer, but also a little bit of a play session. So we have a number of different sessions that we're able to do with them here, and play being one of them. So what we were doing there specifically is we had some jello treats and some ice treats. So they, I don't know if you guys have dogs or maybe you yourself like to chew ice, but sometimes little dogs like to chew ice, right? They also really seem to enjoy chewing or sucking on ice. So that's something that's reinforcing to them, but also jello. So it's not necessarily the jello you use, it's sugarless and flavorless, of course, but they do enjoy that jello as well. We can adhere it to their toys, their killer whale toys. So one of the coolest parts about the job is trying to find what they find reinforcing, what they find rewarding, right? So what can we do to